So we're back on the Artist Talk series. I'm Mike from the Spray Days YouTube channel, and today we have an awesome guest. This artist mixes surrealism and realism to make awesome murals. He's painted across South America and has ended up residing in Liverpool. So with all that said, I'd like to introduce our guest today, Liam Bononi. Hey mate, how's it going?
Hey mate, hello everyone. Hi.
It's nice to speak to you, mate. Obviously, you're in Liverpool at the moment. I mean, we've got this coronavirus going on. What sort of things are you doing to keep creative and stay busy during this time?
Um, so man, I'm studying a lot of stuffs. I'm trying to painting some watercolors, some wall here in my home.
Yeah,
Study some techniques, some concept, different artists to improve my work, not
awesome.
to stay losing my mind with this crazy situation. So
Yeah,
yeah.
of course. So it's a time for you to practice and sort of look into even further techniques that you've not used yet.
Yeah, sure. Try to improve my photorealism and my concept and study colors and everything.
Definitely,
Yes.
man. Definitely. Well, like with the Artist Talk series, we sort of like to get people's stories. So if you could tell people where you were born and what sort of like age you got interested in art.
Yeah, I born in the Uberlândia in Brazil, but
Yes.
I growing up in a small city in the Brazilian coast called Guarapari. I I growing up in a artist family. So
Oh, wow.
my family work with theater and clown and televisions. And so I
Wow.
growing up with a lot of contact with materials,
Definitely.
artist materials. So always I draw it. I I very in the scene, in
Yeah, for
the
sure.
artist scene. Yeah.
Definitely. I
So
can imagine if your family were artists and that sort of thing was lying around the house, I'm sure they just pushed you to pick up stuff and start drawing.
yeah, sure. Since my childhood, I draw it, and with 12 years old, I felt a lot of pain in my back, and I couldn't do nothing, only stay in the bed
Wow.
and drawing. And I start to see a lot of graffiti scenes in the internet
Yes.
because in my city doesn't have any graffiti artist. I
Right.
was the first. Yeah. So I start to drawing more like bombs and letters,
Yeah.
and I started to play the Getting Up. Do you know that
Yeah.
game?
For sure. For
Getting
sure.
Up. Yeah, and this show me the graffiti scenes, the political situation in graffiti, the movement, the hip hop, break, MC, DJ, and everything else.
Definitely. It dragged
And
you in.
yeah, and I start to drawing more about the graffiti, about the hip hop, and when better with my back, I started to go to the streets and doing some pichações.
Yeah,
Pichações is like tags, but it's a Brazilian style.
for sure.
Is very characteristic graffiti in Brazil. And I started to do this with 13 years old, and I went in the jam and I started to talk with other guys in my region there,
Yeah,
and they said to me, "Oh, go painting, let's paint together. This is like this," and start to teach me. And
definitely. So you
then yeah,
formed a little
this
crew. It was like a little crew.
yeah, sure. And I try to push my city scene there. I try to start the scene there,
Yeah,
the graffiti scene.
yeah, for sure, man, for
So
sure. So were
yeah, it
the
was
other
very
writers, were your other friends from other parts of the country, or were you from the similar town?
uh no, it's because in the region, in my city doesn't have any graffiti artists, but in the region like 2 hours, 1 hour by car, have
Oh,
other artists that, yeah.
yeah.
And then we start to do this connection. So
Awesome,
this
man.
was
Awesome.
my start.
That's
Yeah.
really cool, man. That's really cool. So was the community like, seeing as you were the only writer? Were they really offended by graffiti when you were doing your getting up game?
Sorry?
Was the community really defensive when you were doing your getting up game when you started painting
No,
graffiti?
no, the community like it. I don't know. I don't know why. I started painting my neighborhood, and they improved me also. I don't know why.
Yeah,
I
yeah,
started to paint illegal stuff, but yeah, someone doesn't like. But I had no problem in the
no,
beginning.
that's great. That's
No,
great. So they liked seeing
yeah,
sort of beautiful murals around the community. It sort of brings up the area.
sure. Yeah, especially when doesn't have any nice murals there.
Yeah, yeah.
So
So was there anyone specific or any artist graffiti style that sort of really got you into it, that you looked up to as such?
so I you mean the guys that support me to start?
Yeah, yeah. Or even just
Yeah.
people that you'd seen on the internet writing graffiti, like your heroes.
So the guys from my region there, Espírito Santo, was AKI, Ed Brown, and Fagundes. They support me a lot. They start to apply me on the to teach me the realist techniques. And in Brazil had a very old magazine called Graffiti magazine,
Yes.
and this inspired me too much to study.
Well,
And the graffiti community there is very united.
yes,
So yeah, they start to teach me everything.
for sure.
This guy Aki and Fagundes start to to teach me the realism techniques. Was my first contact.
That's cool. So you went straight from letters straight into the realism sort of thing. It was no messing around.
Yeah, yeah. When I joined my crew, current currently crew, FG crew, my friend Starley, he did a lot of very good realism stuffs,
Yeah.
and pushed me to start realism. Said to me, Liam, you're good in realism. Start to do that like this, and the other guy said to me, and we did like a crew with a lot of photorealism graffiti artists, and yeah, man,
So you
start
came
to
together to do some awesome production walls and mix styles and develop it further.
yeah, of course, realism is very nice.
Yeah,
I
I was
really
going to
like.
say, like with the realism thing, have you had any sort of art training? Have you been to an art school, or is it just natural?
No, it's natural. I learn at the streets. I start to paint with the guys and learning.
That's
Yeah,
awesome, man. Just throwing paint at walls.
yeah, yeah.
Wicked, wicked. So,
It's,
so when did the traveling start with painting? Was it straight away that you realised you wanted to go to other cities and paint and make your mark?
sorry, I don't get it.
When did you start to travel with painting? So, when was your first sort of trip where you thought you wanted to go and paint a mural, or first job, or first time you painted out of
So
the city?
so my first travel was to São Paulo. It's a very huge scenes there,
Wow, yeah,
and I went to paint a mural for one music group, and painting the electronic the instruments.
oh, sick.
And then yes, was nice experience. I was 15 years old. So
Yeah,
and then after that, I've been in Recife, is in northwest,
okay,
in Brazil, northwest, and was in the jam called a big festival called Recifusion, and was my first experience with other guys with other region in Brazil.
yeah, yeah,
So yeah, was my second photorealism graffiti there,
awesome.
and yeah, it was. exchange a lot of culture. It was very nice.
Yeah, yeah. That, I mean, that's always the way with the traveling and the jams and painting in the streets is you meet so many friends and make so many relationships. It just seems to go on and on and on.
Yeah, it's nice to do these exchanges.
Yeah, I was going to ask you because
You know,
one of the pieces I saw that you'd painted was an artscape in Sweden. So, could you tell me a
yes,
bit about that and how that came around?
was in 2016. Me and my friend Sally, uh, we were invited to Media of Styles in Copenhagen,
Yeah.
and we did a crowdfunding to get money and go to Copenhagen.
Oh wow, wow.
And yeah, and painting there in the festival, we met the legist, and he invited us to painting in the artscape because he got a bridge in the community of Yalbu
Yeah.
and paint with the immigrants there and do, did a workshop there with the community.
Oh, awesome.
And yeah, and he saw me and my friend artwork and invited us to go to Gothenburg. Was a
Wow.
very nice experience. Yeah, was my first experience here in Europe. Was
Yes.
my first experience out in Brazil,
Yeah. Yeah.
and was very rich because we had a contact with a lot of different reality that we don't have in Brazil.
Yeah. I'm sure it
So
was a culture change going to Sweden. I mean, what did you make of that? Was it just the city itself? Did
yeah,
you think it was cool or?
yeah, was very nice.
Yeah.
I learned a lot, a lot.
Awesome. Awesome. Is there any other festivals or any sort of other projects that stick out in your mind that you enjoyed painting at?
So I want to go to painting in the uh, 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 before the lockdown. I was going to Amsterdam, to London, and
Oh
Dublin to
wow.
painting a lot of jams and festivals. Also in Italy, in Urban Giant, Sweden, gonna happen the Spring Beast
Yes.
in was in May, but now with the lockdown, they remade to August. So
Yeah, for
probably
sure.
I'm gonna make a Euro trip there, painting
Yeah.
the jams and festivals.
Yeah, I hope after this that there's a lot of festivals and jams that go on. Because I mean, has that affected totally? Everything's just been cancelled. I imagine they've just sort of wrote it off.
Yeah, a lot of festivals cancel. I organized a festival in Brazil. We had to cancel too, the ORIGRAFFES, because they have the same problems
Yeah, it's such a shame.
like here.
Can you tell us a bit about that festival, the one you organise?
Yeah, sure. I organized with my crew, FG, and we did a lot of projects there with a government support. And our dream was to do a jam, a big festival in the community, in the Fel Rosa community there. And we got the money of this project and get the materials, get the permissions, and
Yeah.
buy the food. It did a barbecue,
Oh wow,
DJs, and was a hip hop jam in the
that's
community
awesome.
there. And was the big festival there in 2016. But we did this with low recourse.
Yeah.
So we had money only to buy the food and the painting. In 2017, we got more support with the
Yeah.
government and did a biggest festival, a bigger festival in 2018 and yes, and last years also
Oh, that's awesome.
was
It's grown so big,
yeah,
and to see the government get behind it and stuff is great.
yeah, sure.
Do you
We
find that
need
a lot?
this support.
Do you find that a lot where you in Brazil they sort of really appreciate the art and people being creative?
Yes, yes, but it's very hard to live with art in Brazil. In some regions like in Espírito Santo, I was living with art there, but I don't know, man. The people don't buy too much there in my region. You know, in São Paulo and Rio, it's more easy to live with art.
Yeah,
But
yeah.
no, yeah,
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 definitely,
sure.
definitely. That it's that sort of graffiti vibe, and bringing back to that, like when you started painting graffiti, have you always painted Liam? Was there any other letters or tags that you used?
Yes, always Liam.
Nice, nice, man.
Always Liam.
Nice. I
Liam
saw
Bononi.
I saw a cool video on your YouTube channel where you and some friends were visiting some abandoned buildings. Was there a lot of that going on where you're from?
Yes, yes. We did a lot of bomb there in the abandoned places.
Nice,
Was
nice.
nice. Yeah.
Nice, nice. So what brought you over to Liverpool? I mean, you're in Liverpool at the moment. That's where I met yourself. And what inspired you to travel to Liverpool?
So in 2000, 2018, we decided to leave out Brazil, and we came to Italy, and me and my family came to Italy and stayed there to the citizenship practice,
Yeah,
and then we stayed there 7 months. And we have a friend here in Liverpool, and she said to he in England is a nice country to live, to
yeah,
work, to meet other cultures, and we decided to come, and then we are here.
yeah. Awesome, man. Awesome. And what do you make of it? I mean, Liverpool is a place for culture. I mean, there's so many nice people and a wicked graffiti scene there. How have you been
Yeah.
received in Liverpool?
Super, man. The people here are super friendly. I met the guys from Zap Graffiti, Karen
Yeah.
and Charlie. We painting together and make a good contact. Was very nice reception.
That's awesome, man. And how did you hear about Zap? Was that just you being in Liverpool and everybody sort of talking about the place?
Yeah, I researched in the internet, and there was Zap Graffiti, and we make contact. It was nice.
That's awesome. And hopefully you can get sort of involved with the Contrast Mural Fest they do there. I mean, they do some awesome things, Kieran and those guys.
Sure, yeah, they're very nice guys.
Definitely, definitely. Well, another thing I wanted to speak to you was about its art itself. I mean, there's a lot of themes of nature going on. You did an awesome mural of a huge elephant in a flower party. Is that something that is reoccurring in your work, the nature and animals?
So my work um, talking about the out knowledge, self knowledge, is like a search to rebuilding myself to as a human being,
Yes. Yeah.
So I use this contact we have with earth. I use this contact we have with ourself, with our feelings. So sometimes I use very expressive eyes, expressive faces with the hands and fragments,
Exactly.
and natures. So I try to talk with this feeling that we feel to rebuilding ourselves.
Definitely,
The
man.
pain
Yeah,
of
that was going to be
rebuilding.
one of my next questions. Was the hands with the faces? I was going to ask what that represents to you. It comes around a lot in your work.
Yeah, sure. So we is like a search to divine in us. You know, it's like I represent the duality that separ that uh, uh, the duality separ ourselves to the divine. So I try to sorry, man.
Okay, it's okay.
my
It's okay, man. You're doing great.
so I try to express the duality with the hands, because the hands is like a transformation to action to. It's save, it's kill, it's destroy, it's rebuilding, construct. So I try to express this in the hands, and the fragments was like the broke of ego. you know,
Wow. Yes. Yeah.
like
For sure.
the broke off mask. That's
That's cool.
the our society building on us, you know.
Definitely, man. Definitely. And are the faces people you know? Where does the reference material come from?
I sometimes I take the pictures, sometimes I get the internet, get from the internet. Yeah,
And
people who.
is there any that mean more to you than others? Any murals that you've painted that are your favorites?
So I painted one in Italy, in Turin, with the eyes, and the green eyes,
Yes.
with the hands, a big one. Yeah,
That's your
that's
favorite.
my favorite.
For
Yeah,
sure, man.
yeah,
For sure.
one of my favorites.
Was that the area or just the image or the project, the whole trip?
Sorry.
Was it just painting the image? Was it the image yourself that's the favorite, or was the actual trip and the mural painting itself your favorite?
Sorry, man, I don't get it. So,
Did you enjoy that mural the most, or is that your favorite painting image?
I think it's my favorite. I really like that.
Yeah, all
That's
around, all around. No worries, man. No worries. Well, otherwise, in your art, I mean, who are your influences? Who do you like? If you were looking at art, who do you sort of look at?
so. The guys from McLean, the Akut and Case, they are very. They influence me. They inspire me so much. But also Int from Latin America.
Right.
Int
Okay.
and the Latin America scene inspired me too much.
Definitely. Definitely.
And the classic painter like Caravaggio, Baroque inspired me too much.
Yeah, for sure. And I'm sure
The
you had heavy
Spanish.
inspiration from your family too, if they were all artists also.
Yes, sure. More in the experience, because they had a lot of um, experience with theaters and travel doing theaters, and I went with them, and this experience inspired me too much to make my concept my. Yeah.
Definitely, definitely. And
This.
is there any artist that you'd like to collaborate in the future that you think your work would look well with?
uh Maybe with the guys from Eaton Crew was that guys was sick,
Oh
man.
man, insane,
Sure.
insane. And I mean, them also, they work insanely in the studio. They produce some insane exhibitions. Have you got anything you're working
Yeah.
on? I see you're
Sorry.
painting a lot recently. Have you got any exhibitions that you're working on?
Uh, yes, I did some exhibitions in Brazil, but only collabs, not with not not long,
Yes, yeah,
not
not a solo
a
show.
single exhibition. Yes.
Have you got plans for that?
Not now, man. I'm only producing now, and I don't know what's come.
Yeah, you don't know what the future holds. I think we're all sort of in that same boat where we want to get back to
Yeah.
normal, but there might not be a normal.
Yes. I hope this situation passes very soon.
Yeah, me too,
But
man. Me too. What is it like in Liverpool at the moment? Is it sort of just going out to do your shopping and that's about it?
it's everything closed. I don't have 14 days that have 40 days that I don't leave my home. That I don't get out. I only stay at my home, only producing my home.
You can't wait to get out and paint something, basically.
Yes. I,
Mate,
I hope to paint this soon at the streets.
definitely, man, definitely. And are you keeping in touch with all your friends? Are you doing these sorts of video chats and keeping in touch with the community?
Yes. Sorry. What
Have you
did you
been
say?
speaking to your friends, the other artists, people back home? Are you doing these sort of video calls and staying in touch that way?
Yes, sure. We still exchanging our experience there.
Definitely,
Yeah.
man. Definitely. Well, I really want to hear a bit more about this festival. What sort of inspired you to begin a festival in Brazil? I mean, was it just you and your friends painting and you wanted to have fun, or was there a bit more to it?
You mean what inspired me to do a festival there in Brazil? So I really believe in the power of street art. I think the street art can change a lot of small reality. You know,
Yeah,
the people can look the street art, a big piece or a small piece, and look and see themselves on the street art. So in Brazil, we have a lot of problems with um, uh, social contracts. You understand?
yes, yeah,
And we thought that if we make a festival in the community, we can change a lot of reality there
definitely, definitely,
in in that community. So we 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 had a lot of other projects like uh, graffiti reflect the streets, history art, that we can communicate something with the people and change a bit a reality, a little bit the reality of these people.
definitely, man, definitely.
Because
Like I believe
the
it so
Brazilian
much.
government,
Yeah, I
yeah, because
believe that the art has such an effect on the community. We see it everywhere in cities across the UK where people are sort of their moods just changed instantly when they see something nice and interesting.
mm-hmm. Sure, yes, man. The street art have this power, you know.
Definitely,
Sometimes
definitely.
sometimes the people are so uh, have so oppression of the government of this uh, capitalism society, this plastic society that's only buy and work and sleep, buy and work and sleep, and make the people useless, you know,
Yeah,
and make the people like a robot. And the street art put the feeling in the wall, so you can see yourself there. You can see yourself in the city. You know, it's like a spiritual experience. You know,
oh,
for the
100%.
artists and for the people.
Yeah, it's a break in your normal day. I mean, for me, I go across the world sort of looking at these pictures and murals that people paint, and it just blows my mind. I don't understand how
Okay.
everyone isn't more into it.
Yeah, man. My uncle lived in London for a long time, and it was very hard there for him. And he said to me that he was very sad and very tired for everything, and he passed by bus in the street and see the big mural of Roa or of other artists, and this changed his mind for a second and changed the reality for a second.
So
So I really believe that if you uh, show what you have inside you and teach the people to express themselves also,
yes,
it's a very it's a
it's a
it's a
strong thing.
very
It's a strong thing.
important, yeah, it's a strong thing. So believing this, we start to do the festival there, because that community on that we do the festival have a lot of problems. So it's one of the most dangerous communities that
Oh wow,
in the region. Yeah.
wow,
So the people there, the media only go there to show the bad stuff, you know.
yeah,
And when we put a culture festival, the media have to show that that area have a lot of talents, have a lot of culture, and need to take care. The government have to take care of
yeah,
that community.
definitely.
So this is my crew thought. Do you know?
Yeah,
Is
it's
what
amazing.
we use the street art.
Yeah, it's a strong tool in that way that, especially with your sort of imagery, it connects with people. It's not just the strict graffiti letters. They can sort of come round and it brightens their day. So showing that to the government and pushing it into more areas is what we need. Um,
Yeah, it's very important. It's not superficial stuff.
no,
It's
exactly.
very
Exactly.
expressive. A city with no graffiti is a city with no expression,
I
I
definitely
think.
agree. I definitely agree. And saying that, is there any cities that you sort of wish to paint in where you haven't yet?
Uh, I don't know, man. I want to paint everywhere.
Yeah,
I
yeah,
really want to go to Amsterdam. I
yes,
really want to go to Amsterdam. Yeah,
yes. Wicked place,
and
wicked place.
yeah,
Had you
it's
spoke to
nice.
the guys from the street art museum they're doing there down on the front at the water in the shipping shed?
Really,
Yeah. Oh,
it's
it's huge.
nice, man.
It's got pieces from
Yeah,
sort of Nomad Clan, Findak, just amazing artists. And hopefully it'll be open soon. But I imagine all this stuff isn't helping them get open with that.
nice.
So,
This is very nice.
whereabouts in Amsterdam were you painting to plan? Planning to paint? Sorry,
Sorry, man. I don't get it.
whereabouts in Amsterdam did you have a project planned, or were you just heading over there?
Uh, no, it's a gym. I forgot the name of the gym, man. Because I forgot the name, but it's a very nice festival there. I had a friend there in the last year who invited me to paint, but was Brazilian friends painted there and talked to me about this festival, and I'm waiting the answer if I was selected to paint there.
Ah, right. I see. I see.
I
That's cool.
Yeah,
So, are you heading
I
back to?
really
Have you got plans to head back to Brazil after all of this at all, or are you just sort of doing your travels in Europe at the moment?
no, I have no plans to back to Brazil. I'm gonna still a long time here,
That's cool, man. That's
I
cool. There's a
think.
lot to see. I mean,
Yeah.
Europe, like Berlin and Italy, there's just crazy scenes everywhere. So you're gonna have the most fun sort of searching around.
Yeah, yeah, man. I would like to go to Barcelona as well.
Oh,
The Media of
definitely,
Styles of Barcelona. Yeah, I really
definitely.
want to go there.
And have you been to Barcelona before, or just not at all?
No, not yet.
Oh
Not yet.
man, yeah, you're gonna
My
be mad.
plans,
My plans before I came to Europe was living in Barcelona. My first
Okay.
plans were living in Barcelona.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Was that
uh,
because of the graffiti and the culture there?
sure, yes, it's a very artistic city, yeah.
Yeah, definitely.
And the weather there is nice as well. So
Oh man! I was going to say you must be hating life in Liverpool, coming from Brazil and all these beautiful beaches.
No, it's normal. I
And then
think
and then the sun comes out when we all go into lockdown. You know, it's crazy.
yeah, the weather is good in the lockdown. With the after the winter, the lockdown, the weather is good now.
So,
crazy.
obviously, we keep talking about plans, and there's not many that can be made. But is doing a solo show something that you want to do in the near future?
In the future, I would like to paint a building, like a 30 meters, and painting the biggest festivals
Definitely.
and do more exhibition and produce more.
Definitely, definitely. So
This
you
this
are
is my
looking
plan.
to do some studio work and get some of them pieces, because some of the pieces you're doing, I'm seeing on Instagram, are just insane, man. They need to be shown.
Thank you, man. Thank you so much. I'm producing some canvas and watercolors drawings here in my studio, but I want to go to the streets.
Yeah, yeah. I mean, it's not the same painting on the canvases as it is meeting other people and having them experiences.
Yeah, it's a different vibe. It's more introspective.
Definitely, man. Definitely. Well, I mean, I can't
But
thank
it's
you.
nice.
Go on. Go on. Sorry, what were you saying?
No, but it's nice as well. It's a good experience to paint. You paint more relaxed and more uh, introspective. Listen to music, sit down and painting slowly.
Yeah,
And the
definitely.
street is more intense,
Oh,
more contact,
for
human
sure,
contact,
man. For
and
sure. And
you are open for everything.
you mentioned music there. Is that, does that play a big role in your painting?
Yeah, sure, man.
So what what's
I'm
what
listening.
what sort of music do you like?
Hip hop, of course, 90th, Mob Deep and Tupac, Notorious, and yeah, hip hop.
Oh,
Brazilian music as well. I really like it. MPB, yeah, black music in general. I really like
yeah, yeah. And it's just good for
it.
painting too. You can just sort of
Yeah, yeah, it's nice.
definitely, man.
Push the
Definitely.
things, inspired.
Yeah, yeah, for sure, man, for sure. And did that play in with your festival? Like, did you get bands that you know or any artists that you know to play, or
In the festival,
with
in
your music? Yeah,
the
on the music side of things.
so you mean the graffiti festival in Brazil? We invite a lot of MCs from Brazil, a very with a nice ideology, you know, that we have, that believe in the power of hip hop, and yeah, the people get crazy, man. It's very nice.
And
Like like uh, and break as well, break dance and DJs and MC battles, rap battles, and workshop with graffiti, with yeah, it's have a lot of activities to improve the people there.
that's awesome. And have you got
This time.
involved with doing any artwork for artists, like any album covers or that sort of thing?
I'm listening now the new album of a Brazilian song with Jonga. It's a nice flow, nice rap. It's good.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, yeah.
And is there anybody that you'd like to do their sort of artwork where you think your art would fit with their music as such?
Sorry, I don't get
Is there any
it.
like any musicians where you'd like to do like an album cover, like an artwork with your art?
Yes, this guy Jonga. I would like to paint the cover, of
Yeah,
course. Yeah, he's very nice Brazilian rapper.
that's awesome. That's awesome, man.
Yeah,
Well,
yeah.
hopefully we
I'm
can see
gonna
some
send
of.
to you.
Yeah, yeah, definitely do. Anything we talk about as well, I'll put a link in the description underneath so you can sort of have a look at all Liam's Instagram, any websites that we've referenced to, any festivals, and that sort of thing. Um, but with that said, I mean, it's been awesome speaking to you, man, and I can't thank you enough for giving me sort of some time to give us an insight into your life.
Oh, thank you, man. Thank you. It's very nice. Always very nice to talk with about the work and the life. Thank you so
Definitely,
much for
definitely.
inviting me.
That's what we're trying to do with this series, because most stuff there's just a subject, whereas we just want to talk about life and how it's played out and the experiences and stories that you've got through it.
Yeah, it's very nice, man.
Awesome,
Always
Liam.
nice to
Awesome.
talk.
Well, I'm sure we're going to work on some projects in the future, and I'm sure you'll be back down at the junkyard in no time.
Yeah.
But
I
until then, we'll
sorry.
say thank you very much, and hopefully I'll catch up soon.
Sure, man. Thank you. Thank you
All
so
right, then.
much.
Well, thank you very much to everybody watching. I mean, we'll be doing a lot more of these episodes weekly, so keep your eyes on the channel and on our Instagrams. And don't forget to subscribe and support to the channel. Thanks very much for watching. Bye.
Bye bye.